Welcome back
Here we are.
to our third episode.
It's
It's a
still
real
Christmas.
special one today. It's a real
Special.
special episode.
It's
That's a
special
little
for
hint.
sure. If you can't read the title of the episode, get ready for a big surprise.
We're going to be talking about SOS. So we
Yes,
love you so much.
the most.
So much.
The most.
I'm
Yeah,
honored to be doing this podcast episode and be talking about your music.
in 2018 alone, I spent 27 hours listening to SZA. So the SZA love runs deep.
And the control of runs deep. Even though we're going to be talking about SOS, Control is one of the most important albums to both of us
Yeah,
in our lives.
probably number one album for the rest of my life. As that one girl on Twitter said, SZA makes music for girls like me. So, with that in mind, let's talk about SOS.
Yeah. I also want to say I consider myself one of the luckiest people in the world because I saw her live. Seeing her live really helped me gain a whole new appreciation for SOS and SZA as a performer. She
Totally.
had her stage fright era and stuff like that. And this
I was
whole
there.
album is about, yeah, this whole album is about, like, it's a comeback.
Yeah, Kat and I were standing like right next to each other at Primavera Sound. Yeah, it was crazy. It's funny because SZA has a lot of big, like she's a pop star. Like she's had number one songs. Like she's had a handful of songs that have been all over the radio. And yet she still has this like indie, very much like independent artist vibe to her. Like even in that crowd, like I've heard these songs on the radio, on TikTok. I see how many streams they have on Spotify, and I'm still like, oh my god, like y'all know the words to this song too. Like y'all know this one, which I think just speaks to like the intimacy that she really conveys in her recordings. And it's just so vulnerable. You almost feel like, oh my god, like she's talking just to me. Like no way
Yeah,
she would like
no,
say this
totally.
shit publicly. Yeah, but let's talk about the break. So Control comes out June 2017, and it gets really good critical success. It's commercially successful, and then SZA starts playing her little games of, oh my god, like new album's almost done. She's tweeting shit like, oh, like A is done. So if you don't know, she has an album called S from many moons ago that you can't find easily. And then she has Z, which is like her first album on her Spotify right now. And then the trilogy was a, allegedly there is an A album that is done. Who knows if any of that is true? SZA has been proven to be not always completely honest. Insert embedded
That's
link
weird.
here to all of her lies. But she starts at the end of 2019. She's like, "Oh, new album, la di da." But all we get for a while is a bunch of singles. We get "Hit Different" with the Neptunes and Ty Dolla Sign in 2020. Amazing, amazing song. We get "Good Days," which ends up being the first single. New Year's, like becoming 2021. We get "Kiss Me More" with Doja Cat. So interesting what she's doing in this time because she's really built off her Control success. And now she is like a mainstream artist having these big, big hits. And she's very much like trying on new hats. Good Days almost feels like its own thing in her discography now with songs like Saturn. I think there's more of that, but like Kiss Me More, like she went pop, like candy pop. And so I remember being like, what is she gonna do with this album? And then we get Shirt like a month before the album, like October 22. And I remember being like, oh my god, like she's gonna be killing people on this album. Like, what is she gonna be doing? And I don't, as a deep fan, like I don't remember knowing exactly if Hit Different was gonna be the lead single to an album, if Good Days was gonna be on the album. Also we get I Hate You, which is like a huge TikTok hit. And also feels very different sonically. But all this to say, when the album came out, there were already like 5 or 6 songs that were already out that had been out for years. Yeah, it was a hard time to be a SZA fan.
At one point, she did say she was done with music.
Yeah.
Like, this was before all of these singles came out, but I do remember her being like, I am so scared to release something after Control because of the reception it got. Like, the way we were
Yeah.
talking about it at the beginning of this episode, that's how so many people talk about Control.
And I remember when it was like, oh, like the album's coming out on Friday, and texting my friends and being like, heard this one before. Like, and now this exact same rhetoric is being repeated. Like, jump to the future, cut to present day. After SOS came out, she was like, I'm going to put out another album really soon called Lana. And she released Saturn just a few months after SOS. TikTok on the clock, it's been 2 years. No album.
Also, if you look at the single cover, like, if you look at the single cover, it has all these other names on it of Saturn. Like, it has all these other
Oh my
names and
god.
symbols on it that
Adam,
look to
Time
me like they could be a
Wasted.
track list.
Oh my god, I hadn't even looked
So,
at that.
what is that about?
Girl, don't hold your breath. That's my only advice. 'Cause I remember watching a YouTube video like maybe a week or two after SOS came out, and they were like, "This will be SZA's last album." And who knows? I really hope they're wrong, but I think that we're speaking a lot to like the mystery around SZA. And the other big piece we haven't said is there's a lot of public friction between SZA and her label, and we'll never know exactly who is making which decision. Finally, Control. Oh my god, SOS. Finally, SOS comes out. And what are we hit with? Do you want to speak on the big themes or the through lines or?
Yeah, well, I guess to talk about this album, we're going to go through the track list, and it's a very long track list.
Big,
So,
big old
some
track
songs
list.
we're going to spend more time on than others. We could probably do a podcast episode on each individual song,
Yeah, basically.
but there are some I think that are a more complete example of all the themes that we see on this album. So, for example, things to look out for. It's all about a comeback and revenge. And she talks about, yeah, it's like violent revenge in a lot of cases. She also uses a lot of pop culture references to
Mm-hmm.
movies that are about violence. She talks about, obviously, Kill Bill, like Scarface,
Mm-hmm.
Ghost in the Machine is another one. And then at the same time, she has all these kind of biblical references
Oh my god.
and
Yeah.
religious kind of, not allegories, but just like alluding to religious themes. Do you want to start talking about SOS? Because this is where,
Yeah.
like, the
Let's
song
go.
SOS. So, I love an album opener. So important to me. This one is amazing. Immediately, you hear the, like, SOS, like, do 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 do.
In Morse
And then you
code.
hear a signal, like a rescue flare or something. And then immediately it goes into, yes, immediately it goes into like this big brass section. And so that, to me, it kind of feels like the rapture. Like, because they talk
Yeah.
about the rapture and how you're going to hear like horns and stuff when Jesus returns or whatever. And
Can't wait.
to me, this is kind of SZA establishing. Can't wait. This is SZA establishing herself almost at. It's like it is her second coming. What was that?
This is why you need to be a watcher of this
This
podcast
is why you
and not
need
a
to
listener. Because we're not going to tell you what just happened. You gotta watch.
Yeah, tune into the watching. And so this is the second coming of SZA instead of Christ, because we immediately hear these horns and we hear like a gospel choir, and it's like a children's choir. It's a sample of "Until I Found the Lord, My Soul Couldn't Rest," and I'm like, okay, so she's in the middle of the water. She like sends out the SOS signal. She's rescued, and now she's back, and she's taking all of us who were her loyal followers with her up to SZA heaven, and that's where we're gonna hear everything that's been happening to her
Or
for the
hell.
last 5 years, or hell. No, she would never be in hell.
She's a
And
Scorpio.
this is where, and then she starts her first lines. This is something an important thing that happens a lot in this album is like the first lines of every song usually are so crazy and you don't even notice because the music is so like chill or like
Yeah.
you can dance to it or you can cry to it. That usually her first couple lines are like spot on what she's trying to talk about. So she literally says, "Give me a second, give me a minute," and so she's
Such a good
back.
way to start. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sit right there.
Like, shut the
Sit right
fuck
there.
up, I'm back. Like, or like right when curtains are about to close, right when people are about to give up on SZA ever releasing new music, like she's like, wait a damn minute, I'm like, just be patient, I'm here.
And then she says, Nalo bitch can't let you finish.
Then throughout this whole like spoken word rap kind of like element to it, which is not really what you think of initially when you think
No.
of SZA. Now you see that a lot on SOS, but with
Yeah.
Control, we listen for her vocals and like her acrobatics with her voice and stuff. And so she opens it, so this album is going to be different. And she explains to you exactly what she's trying to do.
She's bragging. I
Yeah,
think
she's
what's so
bragging.
interesting about this song is like her vocal performance isn't anything we've ever heard before like in her catalog before this part. It's the first thing you hear in the album, right? It's like setting the tone. And if I had to describe the tone, it like it's interesting because it almost sounds like she's rapping in her singing. But I think what really adds to that rapper likeness is her braggadocious, like, bitch, I did that, like, pay me. Like, the way she's really, like, owning it in a way that she never did on Control. And she's getting violent. Like, she was never violent on Control, but now she's saying track one, like, nah, low bitch can't let you finish. Like, shut the fuck up, step aside. Like, guns safety is off, you know. She literally says this ain't no warning shot. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you, and wait till track two. Yeah. So she's very much like setting, like, this is the most aggressive we've ever seen SZA. And she's just like coming out literally guns blazing. It's
I also
perfect.
like how she says that's right, I need commissions on mine. And again, I think she's talking about the industry and like all of her contributions. But then at the same time, that's something that can be true in relationships as well.
Totally.
And we're gonna hear a lot of that on this album too, of her being like, "This is everything I'm offering you. This is everything I've given you so far, and you just like walked away like it was nothing, and like left me so much worse off. Like that's so not fair. I'm back now." And in so many ways, in relationships and in music, she's talking about like no one could ever do it like me, anyways. Why were you all complaining so much? Like, do you think that this kind of genius comes easily? Like, do you think it comes quickly? No. Obviously, I was
Yeah.
working on this, and like everyone was ready to count me out, but I'm back with 23 songs. So
Yeah.
sit down.
No interludes, no skips. I love when
Yeah.
after she says, that's why I need commission on mine, she like jumps the octave to say, all that sauce you got from me, all that shit I gave for free, I want it back. And what I love about this is like, it's showing everything that's gonna happen in the album. It's like, here's the context, right? Like, just like you were saying, Kat, like, this is where I've been. And like, this is why I'm feeling the ways I'm feeling. And it's showing like vocally the style of her vocals is very similar to Control. Like she's been compared a lot to Joni Mitchell in the way that her melodies are very unpredictable. They're very dynamic. They invoke like a stream of consciousness to the music. And so we get that same styling here, like that same like SZA melody, but she's like it's even more exaggerated than it ever was. Like she's like jumping octaves and going up and down even more. And I think what's so perfect about this song is like SOS is like a distress call, right? It's like help, and it's like save our souls. Like it's really desperate, and it's really pleading. And it's like I'm at the end of my fucking line here. This had to be the first track, because it's literally like it's like making the little constellation of all the places that we're gonna go, and it's just like SZA's like, look, track one, I am a better songwriter than I was 5 years ago, which is also
I'm trying
so
new
obvious.
things, and I'm not afraid to acknowledge that I am one of the greats. Like I also like that when she talks about Tom Brady, your favorite sports metaphors. She compares herself to Tom Brady and Kevin Durant when it comes to like she's back and she's one of the best. Then she compares herself to Della Reese when she's talking about, she says like remind you of Della Reese, who was a gospel singer who had a really long career, like 6 decades. And she goes also into like the ass so fat looks natural, it's not like which she also is going to talk about her BBL a lot throughout this album, which I love. She's not going to hold back in any way. And when we talk about song structure also in this song, it's not your typical like chorus, verse, chorus, verse. She barely repeats herself. And I think when she does choose to repeat herself, it's very important. Those are the things that we need to carry with us into the next album or next song. She repeats when she says, damn right I'm the one. Damn right I'm the one. And then when she says, I cried, she says, I cried 3 times.
Real.
And she ends the song with that. She ends the song with like, I cried. And I think the way she ends the song also it's not on like it doesn't resolve, the song doesn't resolve it.
Not at all.
It's 100% just a beginning to something. And she repeats like this ain't a warning shot in case all you hoes forgot as well. And then you hear like a gun being loaded and like a bell, like time's up, and then we go into Kill Bill.
I love that because it's like, I mean, she is like doing this in the video and on stage, but just that noise, I just like see SZA in her room, like drawing the sword out of its blade. Like she's like, I'm insane. I am focused. I am like I am intentional about my rage. It's like so calculated. Yeah. So then we get into the song, right? And it's like, I might kill my ex. It's so, and she even says like murder's a crime of passion, but damn, you know?
Yeah.
God, this song is insane. Like it's like her biggest song by streams now. It went to #1. I think this song is so interesting. She like freestyled it. Like the story she tells is she was like working on something else, like really in the weeds, and she was like producer, like just give me a beat, like just give me something to sing over, just as like to get my mind in a different place. And this just like came out, which is so crazy because you could music theory like write this out, analyze all the choices she made, and spin a really good thesis for why the song is so effective. But what I think about this song, like the reason it's so good, is because that melodic complexity I was talking about. Like lots of people are turned off by that because it's very complex, it's very dynamic, it doesn't give you a lot of like stability as a listener, but it's perfect for, like, you can't deny it's perfect for this song. because it really lends itself to like how diabolical she is in this moment. Like I remember when my mom first heard this song on the radio and we were talking, she was like, "I just heard a song and it was like I might kill my ex." Like, can you imagine? Like, why is that on the radio? Like, it's really crazy that that hook is the one that got 2 billion streams. But it's just that fucking good of a song.
And I almost think it's almost a victim of its own success because like you're talking about the melodic complexity. I think that
Mm,
gets skipped over a lot because people loved the whole theme of it so much. And it was something that was so easy to make content with TikToks and stuff like that.
yeah,
And but when I was listening with headphones on and like the untuned piano in the background that adds to the kind of like the she's not in her right mind or she's in a little bit
she's crazy.
crazy and that adds to the song so much. And I remember something you said, Cass, when you were like, yeah, the chorus sounds just she's skipping down the hall like la 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 like after while she's talking about killing her ex. And I think that's so true and that's part of why what makes this song so good.
Yeah, another big idea we get really introduced here is like the dichotomy of everything. Like she just pairs the most insane lyrics back to back, and we're gonna see it so many times, like basically every single song. Um, I might kill my ex. Not the best idea. Like it's like it, and then we get. I love what I love most about this song is it. It's like a murder ballad. Like it almost is like the format of a country song, wearing like a pop song costume, because like the way the chorus like progresses the story just through like little changes. It's like I might kill my ex, and then it's like I just killed my ex. Not the best idea. Like even then, she's still like having these second thoughts and like acknowledging her crazy, which is I think it's like the most beautiful SZA through line. Like how I think about this album is she's like, I'm doing so good and I'm doing so bad. Like I've never been this good and I've never been this bad. And that can be true at the same time.
When we talk about opening lines, can we talk about how crazy the line "I'm still a fan even though I was salty"? It's even crazier in the music video too. Like the music video to this song,
So good.
for those of you who haven't seen it, we open on "Nobody Gets Me" is playing. SZA is doing something in the kitchen, and this
Cooking.
guy comes up behind her, like hugs her while "Nobody Gets Me" is playing, hands her a note, leaves. The note is saying that they're not going to be together anymore. And then he has like five guys open fire on this trailer that she's in. Like, it's excessive. It's like a crazy amount. Like, he did not need to do that much. And I think that that is obviously symbolic of how much this person hurt her. And
Mm.
because he could have just left, it could have just been one shot. But it's like, no, he hired men to come open fire while he stands there and watches. And then she comes out, and the first line is, "I'm still a fan even though I was salty." Like, that is crazy. She's so self aware in this whole album,
Mm.
honestly. And that's what makes her music so beautiful and
Yeah,
relatable. But just so many funny parts where she's like, kind of like, I did it all on no drugs. I did all of
that
this
part.
sober.
Real. She's like,
And
don't
then,
don't be thinking I was fucked up, which is another
yeah.
classic country murder ballad trope.
I also like when she says, "Now you've got me." She's talking about like after he broke her heart. She's like, "You got me laying face down, singing over a beat. It hurt me so bad that now I have to go and make art about it to feel better." And
I
it's just
love that
so
meta-ness,
funny.
right? When
Yeah.
she's like, this, I had to write a song about this, and that's what this is. I think my favorite line, well, I think the kicker of this song is the rather be in jail than alone, like rather be in hell than alone,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy because she killed him. You would think maybe you keep him alive and then you wouldn't be alone, but he's your ex, so fucking kill him. But one of my favorite lines on the whole album is like I hear it as like a callback to Drew Barrymore when she's like, "I need a therapist," and then this song she's
Mhm.
like, "I'm so mature." She says, "I'm so mature" 3 times. I'm so mature. Got me a therapist to tell me there's other men. It's like
Yeah.
so funny. It's like because you can read it as for a long time I heard that as like I just needed someone to tell me that. But now I kind of hear it as like, girl, the therapist wasn't gonna help. Like the therapist
Yeah.
is just telling me things that I already know, but I have
Yeah.
to actually do something to believe that and to change my actions. I think that's like the perfect line, and it's the perfect like we've come a ways from control, and yet we have made covered no ground. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Or like
exactly where we were.
we've come a long way, but the way you hurt me is so bad that I am gonna revert back to like the worst version of myself
Yeah,
because
that's such
that's
a
the
good way of
only way
putting
I'm
it.
gonna get through this. And I mean, I don't want to spend too much time talking about personal relationships and stuff on the show of like the artists that we're talking about,
Mm.
but she has said on stage before, and like she's very open about the fact that she was engaged. She was with
Yeah,
the same person for 10 years, and they were engaged. And then, I mean, we'll hear about it also. She
yeah,
talks about it explicitly in Nobody Gets Me.
yeah. That's I think that the like end of her huge relationship is such obviously important context for understanding this album. Um, and I just love that she's like, "Oh, haven't heard from me in a minute." Track one, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. Track two, I'm a murderer. Like walk with me as I commit murder. And you're like, okay, what's track three gonna be? Seek and destroy all missiles deployed. This one kind of feels to me like she's imploding. like like she is the missiles, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, track three, Seek and Destroy is my favorite, I think, on the album. It's what she would open
She
with
opened
at
with
her
it.
SOS tour. And I think it is a perfect opener for that context. And I want to talk about this song structure because the melodies are insane. Like she's like, like cascading, like it like I just kind of like see her like spinning around, like looking at all her like weapons, you know? But the structure of this song is so interesting because it's like very hooky, like a lot of her songs, because like the melodies in the verse the hook, verse the chorus are going to be so different. She actually like keeps the song very structured, which really lends itself to being like, oh my god, every single melody she sings in this song is like original, like perfect for the song, like adds so much to her like the emotiveness of the song and just her like her breath control. Like, can we just talk about her diaphragm for a minute? Like,
So good. And also, again, the opening line, you pushed me past my own capacity, boy. Like, that's
so
exactly what
good.
we were just hearing about in Kill Bill. It's what we just saw. It's continued, and that's what how we start to see that the album really is structured in such a deliberate way
Mm,
where we're gonna go kind of through like the rise and fall of her anger, of her hurt and stuff. And I just love that she put it after Kill Bill. I think it was the perfect place for
right?
it. And then another thing I love about this song when you're talking about the structure is the verses are so poetic and really like kind of elegant. Like she says, no reaching or grabbing for more clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking about it's over. I'm not gonna look for answers anymore. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do. And then the chorus is really just like, I had to do it to you. Like that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So I think that's again the duality in this album and song is like, okay,
Yes.
yes, I can deal with all of these things in a mature way. I do know enough to be able to sort through these feelings. But also fuck you, dude. I I had to do it to you. you know? And so,
I love how she says that line too. She's like,
mhm.
"Tai tai." Like she does not say the words at all.
And
But
Susanese.
oh, it's so good. The Sizzanese is strong on this one.
Yeah.
Tai tai, tai tai. Also, I love the part where she says, I think this is like a perfect, this is like a thesis statement for the album. Now that I ruined everything, I'm so fucking free. Like, she's in this like catastrophic SOS, end of the world, apocalyptic place. And she's like, fuck it. Like, well, now that I'm here, like, might as well kill my ex. Might as well deploy
Yeah.
all missiles. Like, if I'm going down, you are all coming with me. Like even in I Hate You, we get like, I do anything to make you, what I would do to make you feel just like this. Like, I'm in
Mhm.
so much like pain and hurt that all I can do is like shove it down your throat, you know?
And in the song, she even says, "All the pain I know is used to fuel my soul." And then she says, "No control," which I'm like, is that a reference to control?
Yeah,
Maybe. Like
has to be.
this is different this time around. And then it's "Do It to You."
I love the
So
part there's it
yeah.
like the vocal modulation like it pitches down so it almost sounds like a man's voice. And he says, chasing fat ass and fake connections, chasing facades in all directions. And then it you hear SZA's voice a little strongly more and she says, new dick arrives and I erect it. Like she is scissoring so hard on this song. Like this is a perfect example of her lyricism. It's so like line to line, so good to so bad. I think the most impressive thing she does is like how she uses rhyme schemes within a line, and how she like plays with like word sounds, even more than the lyrics
She
themselves
does it
sometimes.
so much in this album. She does it so much in this album, and it's some of her strongest
Genius.
lyrics are when she's doing that, I think.
And sometimes it's like intentionally ambivalent. You know, like the lyrics can take on more meanings because she's not perfectly enunciating.
We also have a little bit of like she talks about begging my angels for protection. So there's a little bit of like a religious reference in this song as well. And I also like how you're talking about there's a pitched down version of her voice and then she joins in. So I really feel like she's being guided by someone, something other than herself.
Like I'll never forget the first time hearing this song, and just like mouth agape on the bus. Like I've like never heard a song like this. Like I've never heard a song that feels like the bullet on Mario Kart, you know? Where you're, what's it called? That thing. You know when you're like in
Oh, yeah,
last place in Mario Kart and
yeah.
you get a magic box and then
Bullet
it's like
Bill,
bullet bill, bullet bill,
Kill Bill.
bill. It feels like your bullet bill, like, doo, like, fast. Like I went from 12th to ninth place, baby. But I smashed into those bitches on the way to ninth place. Like that's what this song feels like to me. Yeah, I just want to like live in this song. Like suddenly, I love the military-industrial complex. Like, give me all the weapons. Like, and so we go from
Wait,
3 out of 3. What?
I was just gonna say one more thing I want to say about that is that
Yeah.
the whole seek and destroy thing. I looked it up as what exactly because it's a tactic. It's a military tactic where infantry forces are sent into enemy territory to search for and attack targets, then immediately withdraw. So I love that also because I think that is so SZA. She's like, I've been gone for 5 years. I'm back. I'm gonna kill everyone who ever wronged me, put everyone in their place, and then you might not see me again for another 5 years, and you're gonna have to deal. How do we get these effects to stop? It did one of these.
Don't stop. Don't
Listeners,
stop.
you got a lot. All right.
Yeah.
So then, were you gonna go into low next?
Yeah, I was. So
Yeah.
I remember the other thing I remember about listening to this song for the first time is being like, is this is she gonna be this mad the whole time? And then track 4, she's maybe even madder. Like she's like no longer like I have the gun on your head, but she is very much like don't fucking talk to me. Like the first thing she says is tell him to shoot. Tell him to shoot.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm out
now
the
she has
way.
an
I'm out
argument.
of range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him to shoot. I'm out of range. And then she says, but these bitches in my business got me out here choosing violence. I'm like, okay, 4 for 4. She's killing people.
This song is probably one of my favorites as well. I love
It's
it.
so good. The only thing I don't like is Travis Scott saying straight
I
up.
was about to say.
Um,
I was about to say shout out Travis Scott.
straight up.
This
Because it does
person,
have
oh my
that.
gosh.
I'm not a Travis Scott fan, but it does have like a Travis Scott trap aggression, which works really well.
Yeah. I also like that he's so consistently there on her projects.
They're like
Like,
besties.
yeah, apparently she was supposed to have a lot more features on this album, and a bunch of people never turned theirs in because I don't
Real.
know, they probably thought, and Travis is here, and he's even
Yeah.
done later.
And
So
I was
it's
reading the Wikipedia, and some of the other people she's like was reach out to collab with. It's like Harry Styles, Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, um, a lot Doja Cat. Well, she actually Doja Cat does do the Kill Bill remix, but you just know that. Well, two things I want to say about that. One, you just know that like they all feel like the publishers who passed up Harry Potter. You know, like dumb of them for not to be on this album. And honestly, I'm so grateful that there's not even one more feature on this album. Like, I just love that it's her the whole time. And she basically doesn't stop talking and doesn't stop giving you like new lyrical and melodical ideas, genre ideas. Like, so it's just like so overwhelming already that I think throwing in Harry Styles and Olivia Rodrigo and like, no, thank you. Like, I love it just how it is.
yeah, it's perfect. I also love how in this song she says, "And I'm all on your mind, wherever you are, don't call me."
Don't.
And then
She says
later
it
she
twice.
says like, yeah, and I think that's so funny. She's like, I know exactly where I am. Like, I live in your mind. I don't care where you are. Don't talk to me. Don't call me if you need anything. Like, and
And another thesis statement, I'm moving selfish, calling all my favorite hoes.
I was gonna say it's interesting that she says I'm moving selfish, calling all my favorite hoes, because obviously by now we know her heart is broken. So is it really selfish to be calling on your favorite host? But I think it kind of shows that she is still has this moral compass that she's choosing to not use because she just doesn't care anymore.
Well, I
In a way that I'm like, I support everything you do. I wrote this about Kill Bill. I was like, thank God she wrote this because I'm in a position to support SZA in anything she ever does. Like,
right.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think she is like I am like how I explain it, SZA's niche. Like when I say SZA makes music for girls like me, the girls I'm talking about are emotional intelligence through the roof, decision making skills in the fucking sewer. Like, I know that I really should be doing better, and I know exactly what I need, but like, I just can't. That to ball connection, like, I just can't make it happen. Like, it's
I
like I
can't hit
should
that
have
grand
all the
slam.
pieces exactly, but like, men fucking suck. Like, I love when she says, keep it on low ski, I'm the lowest of the lowest. Like her fucking she's like growling and she's like commanding. She's also creeping, you know? She's also being stealthy. And I think at this point it's like, well, we know she's committed murder multiple times. Like she does have
So now
some
she's laying
bodies.
low.
I love when she says, in the bedroom I be screaming, but outside I keep it quiet. She's like, let me just paint you the full picture.
Let me
Like
be
I'm
clear.
fucking But like, and then I love this. She's also kind of like having all these like gangster references. Like she's talking about like the block is too hot, which totally calls back to
Mm-hmm.
SOS, the opening track. It also will hear about like Scarface and other gangster affiliated things, which we did not get in Control. Her palette has very much expanded, and it still feels so SZA. Like I don't think any Control stands were like, why did she go in a completely new direction with this album? Like that's not what this is. It's just like more expanded, but it's still very centered on SZA and her SZA-ness.
And I think this channels nicely into the next one because just the outro of this song, it's kind of, she has the talking part that we're so used to with Control,
Mm-hmm.
and um, but it's a little bit different than what we heard in Control because it's, I think, again, her just modulated or voice modulated instead of
Mm.
her grandma. But I kind of like it because it's a little bit of a nod of like, okay, for those of you who are missing Control at this point, like, don't worry, that is still here, and because it's like, okay, we're track four, all of these are completely different from Control,
Mm.
and she has the outro. I be like just like to tie into the next song, kind of how she did on Control, that makes it so special. And then she goes into Love Language. It kind of sounds like maybe on the first couple listens, like it's just an open, healthy communication with your partner, and like talk to me in your love language. Let me know, like tell me how to connect with you. But then when you actually listen to it, this guy isn't doing anything for her. And she is telling him exactly what she needs from him. She's like, call me like you
Mm-hmm.
can't suppress memories of me. Like, no, talk to me. Tell me, what do you need? Like, how can we make this work? I think of when you are doing everything you feel like you need to be doing in a relationship, and you are thinking like, oh, if I just can crack that code, like if I can just have that one conversation where I can make them get it, then
Mm.
this can work. So I think it's interesting that she talks about love language, but really it's like this relationship is a disaster. Like this conversation about a love language is not going to fix that. And it adds a new layer to the story that she's telling throughout this album.
Again, opening line, perfect. Said patience ain't no virtue with you. It's like even like
Mm-hmm.
me being a good person isn't good in this
Right.
relationship. Like
Or
me
like
doing my
patience isn't
best.
actually a good thing for me to have with you because
Mm.
actually it's causing me nothing but pain waiting for you to get better.
Right? Line two, I've done wasted plenty time pacing around. Hate this coup. This is a coup. I really love this song because it feels like the first time she's like slowed down in the album, and led us into her sad girl world,
Mm-hmm.
which we're familiar with pre SOS. Um, yeah, this song has this like yearningness to it. Like even though the relationship is bad, I feel she's still saying like I want to understand, like I want to be better, and I don't understand why this isn't working, and the relationship is clearly bad. But this song doesn't feel the deepest depression that we know SZA can get to me.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's a sad song, but it's not like a cry to like induce tears type of song. Which I think the next song, Blind, is the first truly sad SZA song.
Also, wait, at the end, she samples Hits Different. Did you want to say
Yeah,
more
I
about
also
that?
love the end of Love Language with just like the strings and the harps. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you
I
just listen
love
to
the
that one
strings.
section, it sounds nothing like SZA. It sounds nothing like anything else really in the album. Like we don't get like string sections. We you don't get like instrumentals in this album. Like it's pretty much always SZA. And so what she does at the ends is she'll put just like really short voice notes, not the long voice notes from Control.
Mm-hmm.
Or she'll just put like wave sounds like the ocean, or she'll put. I think there's also like a SOS, like you hear the beeps again
Mm-hmm.
to build that like sonic landscape through line. But the end is so beautiful, and it's really amazing that it works with this album. But I think it really just speaks to her like editing abilities because she could have just put Hit Different on the album,
Yeah.
but she didn't.
I like it too because it says, please don't deny me at the very end, which is also kind of a religious reference. And also just that flipping it onto this song about someone who isn't giving you what you need. And then moving into Blind, it ties it
My
together so
past
well.
can't escape me. My pussy precedes me. Is that in the Quran? Like, where did she get that? If she says it, it feels like it's this like saying that's like been said, but like it's never been said. Like these are such original lines that capture such universal feelings.
When you said the Quran, I was like, oh yeah, I think we forgot to say that she practices Islam
Yeah,
and
she's Muslim.
religious reference in this one of like third day pop out the tomb, which is something that ties it all together. A little bit of a palate cleanser from the rest of the album, what we've heard up until
Yeah,
now.
totally. And even like now that I'm thinking about it, like the string ending of Love Language like perfectly sets up the sonics of Blind, which is like really just her and like a guitar. Um, and yeah, I think I was gonna say is even though like I can't see I'm blind of it all, very much feels like a biblical allegory to me. I love because like in this album, her reference points are like the Bible, Star Wars. Like it's like actually very like classic Americana reference points in a very like 2020s way of speaking. It feels so now. Like when it came out in 2022, it was like, oh my God, like this is exactly what, like this perfectly captures what music is right now. Even though it's so rooted in illusions, illusions with an A. And then we go into our first feature track, which is Used, featuring Don Toliver. I also love how she starts this
You have
one, just like
Liz's
her
grandmother
flow.
in the beginning again.
Our girl.
Yeah, love her.
And she starts with, said I've been used to being used like this. Real.
Just as praise to the Most High for protection. Like she says, handing out poinsettias to my dead homies' mothers, praying they feel better. Like that's a whole other layer to this.
I love when she says moments stolen taste better. It really just sounds like how is that not an advertising slogan I've heard a million times? Like that's what it feels like. Like it feels like I've heard this before, but it is so not. And then we were referencing before the pod, try to break my focus, bitch, I'm Obi-Wan. Like perfect. We love Mr. Man.
Funny.
Don holds it down. I like
Yeah.
his little thingy. I like his vibrato.
And I like when it says, I feel like it's over something. I think that at this point in the album, it makes sense to have those kind of sentiments. Because we had love language. This might not be working. Blind. I'm not going to pay attention to what's not working. Used. I know what this is. Like,
I love it. I love in her verses, like she cannot be contained. Like the verses here, like if you look at melodically, like Seek and Destroy, the melodies are copy pasted through the song, and here it's like very stream of consciousness, not really like repeated, which feels much. This song to me feels much more like Control than basically any other song we've heard before this.
we can get into snooze now.
Uh,
When I saw the
so
song in
good.
concert the second time, I started screaming, "One of your best songs!" I was so overcome with emotion after seeing it. I was like, "Let's talk about it. One of her best songs."
You were like, okay, book club. Pass around the
Everyone
mic.
who agrees with me in this crowd.
Who did the reading? You did the reading? Okay. Let's get into it.
I think one of the reasons I like this song so much is it's almost like an amalgam of everything that we love about this album and everything
Mm.
that she does so strongly in this album. And it has different parts to it, kind of, also.
Mm.
Um, like it's got pop culture references, it's got violence, it's got religion,
All the
like all of
things.
these things. It has her voice being modulated again to sound deeper, which we've seen a couple of times up until now. It has the word play, word choice that you were talking about
Uh-huh.
earlier during the part where
So
she
good.
says, "Main one riding." I'm just gonna play it honestly because she can say it better than I. Like, that is so sad. Like, how are you threatening to leave and I'm the main one crying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how are you gonna blame me and I'm the one that's trying? Like, that's so. And I'm still riding for you, and I'm just trying to be your everything. And like, I feel like the fact that she has that part in the modulated kind
Mm-hmm.
of voice effects is it's almost like it's a little voice. It's what she wants to say, but it's not what she's gonna
Mm.
say. Because the rest of the song, she's talking about how she doesn't want to miss a single moment with this person. She'll do anything for this person. She can't lose. Like, and then she says, "I don't got nobody, just with you right now."
Mm.
Like she literally says, "I have nobody." She's not even trying
Mm.
to say, "I'm just focused on you right now," or like, "You're the only person for me right now." She's like, "I don't even have you, and I still am wanting to be with you and wanting to do things on your terms." You never know what to expect with her. She transcends genres, and you kind of never know what's
Mm.
coming next.
Yeah,
And she does it
totally.
so well in the song because it has all these different sections, and
Yeah.
it's
What
almost
I
like
love,
a okay, this is where we're at this point in the journey. Like let's come back together. Let's remember everything we've gone over so far before we move forward.
right? I love this one because like we've okay, we're like what number track is this? Like 8?
Eight.
Okay, so like what have we seen? What have we like been through with SZA on this journey, right? We've seen her kill people, be really mad. Now we've seen her be really sad, like on Blind and Used. We're like,
Mm,
oh, okay, she is capable of murder and she is very sad. And so now we get the first like love song. Like this is like a love R&B ballad to someone, and the opening lines are, "I'd touch that fire for you. I'd do that 3, 4 times again." And then she says, "I
mm,
told that lie. I'd kill that bitch." Like Wendy Williams,
mm.
like she is the killer. Like it's a love song very much like in the context of this album. She's like I'm a murderer. Like, and you
Yeah,
you read the verses of this song and it's like she is like clawing, like she has no one, but she needs someone. And she's like, "Well, I've already fucking killed
it's
people,
this
so I'll
person.
hide your
Yeah,
bodies." Exactly. And she's like referencing Scarface. She's like one of the most famous gangster movies of all time. She's saying like you like I am your gangster wife. Like I'm going to hide the bodies, I'm going to keep your secrets, I'm going to be like working for you all the time. Like basically whatever you want. I just want someone. I think my favorite line is when she goes, "Mobbing, scheming, looting, hide your bodies." Like that's just like the perfect just like her cadence.
also like when she in the second verse because you were just talking about all the violent like hers like wanting to do all these violent things for this person.
Mm-hmm.
She then says, "Let's take this argument back up to my place. Sex reminds you I'm non-violent. I'm your day one." Like, she wants to be a lover. She wants to just be who she was with this person at the beginning.
Mm.
And she literally says, "Let's take this argument back up to my place." Like, we're having an argument. Things are escalating between us right now. Let's, I just want to, like, feel close to you. Let's go do that. And then you can remember why you like me so much. Or, like,
Mm-hmm.
you can remember that you like me at all. You know?
It's so funny because for so long I just thought of this song as like I can't lose. Like it's just like oh, like everyone's putting on their Instagram story with their boyfriend. You know, like that's what this song sounds like. Like it reminds me a lot of like Birds of a Feather with Billie Eilish. You know, you're like oh, Birds of, a... and then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, this is like you're putting this song on your Instagram story with your boyfriend. Like, did you listen to the words? Like, that's kind of a really insane choice. But I respect it. Like this song has over 1 billion streams too. You know, it was I
Right.
think Rolling Stones named it like I can't remember what number, but like top 5 best R&B songs of all time type of thing. Like this song is very accoladed because it's so well written. Yeah, and just like you were saying about the Lala performance and like the music video, like just watching the video, like watching her like shaking ass for a robot, you're like, oh damn, this song doesn't feel like a love song. This song does not feel like a warm hug.
Do you want to go into Notice Me?
Yeah, Notice Me. I actually really like Notice Me.
I love
I
this song.
love the desperation paired with the super upbeat production. And I love it compared to like Conceited. Um, like Notice Me, she's like so desperate and whatever, and then Conceited, she's like, no, bitch, I am that. Like I did that.
Mhm.
And I love the space she gives for both of those contradictions.
I've definitely had a Notice Me era. And like I would listen to this song all the time. And the whole I don't want to be your girlfriend. I'm just trying to be your person. I don't even need to, and then she says, I don't need to be your girl. Like, I don't even need to be your girl. I can just be a person in your life. You don't have to give me any kind of title. You don't have to give me any kind of commitment, devotion. I already tried to be your girl. Like, I tried that already, and you didn't want that. So I'll just do this again, all on your terms.
And he's like, bitch,
And
you don't even miss
then,
your girl. Like, I don't want to be the
right,
girlfriend. You don't even
yeah,
like your girlfriend.
right, right. And then she says, all of this and joy will surround you, like all this and more when you're about me. She's like, it could be so good if you just let me, like, I will fit into this relationship in the exact molds that you give me. Any terms, any conditions, I can do it as long as you realize that, like, I will add things to your life. I can make things better for you. And that's something we've seen a lot in this album where it's like, I like just let me love you, please. Like, and they don't want that. They don't want that at all.
Let me love.
And I like that she goes into. Well, I want to ask you, what do you make of the hit it then lost your mind? I understand. Like, what do you think about that part? Because, or which meaning do you think it has? I had three possible meanings. One is hit it then lost your mind. I understand. Like, happened to me before. Like I've been like had sex with someone and just been like, oh my gosh, let it consume me. Or it could be, hey, lost your mind. I understand. Like I see what happened here. Like you lost your mind after we like had already been together. Or it could be like, I understand. She actually doesn't understand. She's just making an excuse for why her partner doesn't want to be with her anymore after she's given so much to this person already. And I just think that that line in the middle of the song is so funny because it's like, oh yeah, like you just like me too much. Like that's what's happening here. Is you're afraid of how much you like me. And like I was so good in bed that like you just didn't even know what to do with yourself afterwards, and like that's why you're not paying attention to me anymore. So I guess which
Yeah,
of
I
those
think it's that
meanings do
one.
you feel like the
I
third
think
one?
she's delusionally, she's like lying to him and choosing what she believes. Like she says, damn fan. I love that she calls him a fan. Hit it, then lost her mind. Like, I think what she's saying is like, yeah, I think that, oh, I understand, man, is like very
Yeah.
insincere. I think she's saying like she's just lying to her. It's like when you fuck someone and then they don't text you back, and then you just tell yourself like, damn, like he's probably like thinking about that 3 day waiting rule. Like he probably doesn't want to blow his chances with me, like he's just when he's like not thinking about you, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah, and he
he's
actually doesn't
playing
give a fuck.
games. Like that's where I think she's at.
That's exact. Yeah, it's so good, and we see that later in the song too, where she
Yeah,
says like, "I'm gonna get the dick that I deserve. Try to flip on me, I hit you where it hurts." Like all of that. It
try to
sounds
wife you,
like
but you
I feel
rather
like some
be a
people are
hoe.
like, "Try to wipe you, but you rather be a hoe" is so funny. It's so emasculating
I love
on
it.
purpose, which I love. But it's also that whole part where she's like, whatever, I'm gonna just like, I'm gonna make you so jealous. I'm gonna go
Um,
find someone else. But again, he doesn't care. Like, and it's just so specific. And it's like, this is why we love you so much, SZA. Because
yeah,
we've
because you
all
get
been
it.
there. We've all
Yeah.
been there. And the other thing I wanted to say about this is that we hear the telegram sound at the end again. So in my
Yeah.
mind, this is kind of like chapter one done. I heard it just at the end, right?
Yeah.
But doo-doo-doo. And then we go into Gone Girl, which is totally different, thematically speaking. Not totally different, but
Uh-huh.
it's a new side that we haven't seen yet in this album.
I kind of think of this album as like the first nine, like To Notice Me, and then I think of the next five songs as like their own thing, and then I think of like Conceded to the End as the end. But like this like liminal section we're in right now, I think is like intentionally genre does not fit with a lot of with the top and the bottom, which I love because like
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like her respite for a minute, not completely obviously, but it just feels like in these songs like this is the low, like this is the I'm in the abyss, I'm in the void, like throwing shit at the wall. And I think playing up the genre changes in this section is really effective because it makes it leans into the instability that she's feeling. Yeah, Gone Girl. I like Gone Girl. I think my one of my favorite lines in the whole album is birthing bitches in my third trimester. That line reminds me a lot of we can leave the Christmas lights up till January. It's like building up for a punchline and then you're like, but actually
Oh, no, yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
fine. That's when you birth bitches is the third trimester, I believe. I wouldn't know personally, but that's what I've heard. Um,
That's what's supposed to happen.
right? It's like birthing bitches. Oh, where's she going? Birthing bitches in my third trimester. Like, yes, yes, okay. But I feel like this is the first song where she's like, I'm so non-physical. Like, I'm not here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gone, girl. Like,
And again,
get
it's
ready
like
for
a
me to
pop
play.
culture reference. Like we're talking about like the movie Gone Girl, you know?
Which, if you don't know, stop this podcast and go watch that movie right now.
You won't understand anything else we say until you watch it.
No, yeah, you can't even don't even listen to a single SZA song. Um, but if you don't know that movie, yeah, that's a there's a big switch to that movie. Like um, she's not the naive, what's it called, helpless woman at all. Yeah, go watch that movie. And then we go straight into smoking on my X pack.
Wait,
Do you
I
have
have
something else to
one
say?
thing. One more thing I wanted to say, slash two more things, is there's parts in the song again where she doesn't go the way you expect. And one of those that I think is important is when she says she's talking about trying to find deeper meaning in nonsense, trying to grow without
Mm,
hating the process, tired of anticipating the worst, yet still anticipating the worst. She breaks the rhyme scheme there. And again, I think she's talking about how she's doing this healing and she's trying to, or she's sorting through what's happened. She tried to find deeper meaning in nonsense, tried to like tried to figure out
Try
her
to grow without
demons,
hating the process.
tried to grow without hating the process. I'm tired of anticipating the worst. I'm tired of always waiting for something bad to happen. But here I am, still anticipating the worst. So at the end of the day, I've done all this work, and I still feel like I'm in exactly the same place. And you really feel that frustration in the song. You know what she's talking about? I need less voices, just you and me.
Mm.
And then at the end, in the bridge, there's a build up, and you can hear like some gospel background vocals and stuff. After that, I tried to erase, I lived to escape, and then it's like silent, and it's just new key change, gone girl again. So it's not this big build up that you expect.
God, we could do a full podcast on the movie, right? Because this is a spoiler, so skip ahead 30 seconds if you haven't seen the movie. The end of the movie is her coming back home and moving back in with her husband and forcing him to stay with her because now this is like
Yeah,
a national news story. And so she uses that as leverage to trap his ass in their fucked up relationship after fucking
and
them
it's
both
also
up
a
so
form of
much
revenge. Yeah, it's also a form of revenge because
just to get back
we're
to
talking
where she
about.
was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hello, people who skipped. You can listen again. No more spoilers. But that is so crazy. Like, it perfectly fits with the whole album.